Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Money Talks, an exclusive conversation with some of the most brilliant minds in business, entrepreneurship, and finance. Today, we find ourselves in beautiful Hong Kong with the CEO and co-founder of Deep Codify, an e-commerce expert and savant. And today we have the privilege to be talking to the $100 million a year man, Angus Kong. Good to have you, brother. Welcome to the conversation. I was intrigued to speak to you, and the only reason I'm actually in Hong Kong is to see you and to see Isaac, because as kind of e-commerce evolves, and you've probably seen it on the internet a lot, there's a lot of numbers that float around. You know, you see the $100,000 a year, the $300,000 a year. You know, some people boast of doing $1 million a year. But then you fly halfway across the world, or you take a 2.5-hour drive up to Shenzhen, and you start seeing some real big numbers. So I was curious, and I, through Capital Club's network, I have access to you, of course, and I wanted to sit down and converse with you. We met in December in Singapore, and I was like, you know what? I wanna talk to Angus in person, because I had heard through the webs of the internet over the last couple of years the name Angus Kong, Angus Kong, Angus Kong. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? So here we are today. But before we get into the intricacies of e-commerce and to how you're doing $100 million a year, I want to take it back to kind of how you started your journey, because obviously you didn't start with e-commerce. So tell me, a little bit before entrepreneurship, how did this all kind of begin?
The story is pretty long time ago, actually. Before I'm still a secondary school student, like 14 years old, my parents bought me a desktop computer. At that time, days with internet already, like 56K modem. During that time, I just surf around the internet and I found some really interesting websites. They say you can make money online. Actually, I started my journey there.
Tell me about that.
I make some like lilac websites, forums. At that time, I am not doing paid traffic. I build my own website, do the SEO, get the organic traffic, and sell the clicks. So I just register like something like cj.com, and when people visit my website, click into my ads, I get paid.
So back in the day, you were getting paid for clicks?
Yeah. At that time, I was like working 5 minutes a day.
Wow.
But I can get 5K US dollar profit. As a kid, it's quite a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can buy all the video games, all the music I want.
You're straight balling. What was the first money you were making? So you're 14, 15. You were running paid traffic. You were basically selling clicks. What was your best day? What was the day where you're like, oh shit, I'm making money?
I think the first time you get the paycheck, yeah, it's the best day.
So you were getting paid, like you were getting a paycheck from what, Google, or who were you getting a paycheck from?
Did you heard Conversion Junction? CJ.com. It's still here.
No, it's still here.
It's still here, but a lot of old companies they're closed down already. But CJ.com is still here.
And that's how you were making your money initially?
Yes.
What were your parents saying?
Initially, they are so happy with the money because my father is a taxi driver and my mom is a sales. They just making total maybe 2.5K US dollar a month.
Wow.
But I'm making more. So initially, they are so happy, but they know nothing about the internet and how I make money.
Yeah.
Even I explain a lot in details, they just think I'm doing something
illegal.
Yeah, illegal.
You're selling some drugs online.
Are you selling drugs? Yes, exactly the same. Are you selling drugs? Do you know MP3 is illegal? Something like this. But actually, I'm doing everything clean. Just a forum to let people talk. The first year of secondary school, we call it Form 1. And Form 5, we have a public exam, which is very important to select a good university. Mm-hmm. At that time, my parents stopped me from making money.
They told you, you got to turn it off, you got to focus on the exams?
Focus on study.
Crazy.
And find a good university.
What were you thinking? Yeah, what were you thinking?
I didn't fight for it.
Yeah.
I just think, they let me pay for like 3 to 4 years and make some money. I'm happy already.
Yeah.
because it is a very traditional company.
Yeah.
But very traditional family, right? I cannot reject their request. So it is the first lesson learned. The second is, as I told you, I work 5 minutes a day for 5K.
Did you kind of ignore them? Did you ignore them a little bit? Were you like,
No.
you turned that shit off?
Yeah, because my parents will just keep talking to me.
They were like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
Yeah, and even put my computer into the room and lock the door.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at that time there's no smartphone,
Yeah.
no laptop.
How much in those first 3 or 4 years running this paid traffic, how much did you make? Do you remember?
The paid traffic?
Yeah.
When I do the paid traffic, 2014 already. For the first year?
Yeah.
For the first year, I was running POD with Teespring. I think I made around $1 million for the
Crazy.
first year. But at that time, I was new in paid traffic.
So you go into university, right?
Yep.
You basically stop with this paid traffic or selling clicks. How much money did you make in that 4-year span selling like clicks and selling access to forums and things like that?
You mean during my secondary school days?
Yeah. Do you remember?
I didn't count because I was not a good boy. The paycheck, I write my parents' name. Actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't
and
count.
the money was going to your parents' bank?
Yeah, go to my parents, but they give me more.
They give you a little bit.
Little bit more money. Yeah.
So now you have a traditional family. You couldn't say no. I can't reject their request, which I understand, because it's a lot more different culturally in the West. You know, in the West you can just be like, fuck you.
They should support you, right?
Yeah. You just
can you teach me how to do?
Yeah. So or it could be in the West where it's like if your parents tell you that you're supposed to do something, you could at the same time be like, fuck off. Like I'm gonna go do whatever I want. Obviously, you didn't grow up in that type of culture, so you had to kind of follow the path that your parents gave for you. So you go into secondary school, you pass obviously your exams, you go into university. What are you studying?
I study e-commerce.
E-commerce?
Yeah, but this is quite stupid. Even the professor, they didn't make $1 from internet.
Yeah, they didn't even know.
I don't know the meaning of school.
Did you just kind of cheat your way through school, or what'd you do, bro? Be honest. Be honest.
Sorry?
Be honest. Tell me, did you cheat your way through school, or did you just pass it really fast, get done with it?
You mean during the university?
Yeah.
I didn't study because I chose e-commerce because I found that it didn't take attendance. Yeah.
So you didn't show up?
I never show up. I just go to exam, and I just study in the morning. I think everyone can do it because the question is so simple. Because even the professor know nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
They cannot do anything, right?
Yeah, I agree. So now you go through university, you graduate. Do you go straight into entrepreneurship after kind of hustling for some money, selling clicks? Or do your parents tell you have to get a traditional job? Kind of what was that? What did that look like?
Yeah, they want me to have a stable job. So I got hired from IBM. At that time, it was pretty crazy. Like 3,000 people as candidates to interview just for 10 positions. And I am one of them. But I still remember the salary is around 2K or 2.5K. It's way less than in my secondary school.
Yeah.
Actually.
How did you feel?
I feel, I should not trust them. Yeah.
When was the turning point where you kind of had a conversation with your family and you're like, I'm going to do my own thing? Was it when you moved out, or what did that look like? When you're like, I'm not going to do this traditional job anymore for 2.5K a month, when you were already years and years before making more money? What was the kind of the feeling going through that? Because I know a lot of people listening probably have the same situation where they're dealing with their parents, where they're having this traditional kind of, you could call it like a wall, right? Like a barrier to your dreams.
I think you should respect your parents, but you don't need to listen to their opinions because they are not in the industry, right? You can listen to the industry leader. It's better. I still remember in 2014, I just started my entrepreneurship with Teespring. I'm still working as an engineer.
Yeah.
But I'm smarter this time. I just resign first and tell my mom. But you can imagine.
She probably went crazy, right?
Very crazy for like a month.
Yelling at you and crazy,
Yeah,
like,
but
oh, what,
even I
how
tell
was
them,
that conversation? Tell me about it. So
I-
did you call her or did you tell her in person?
in person because
How was that? What was her face
yeah, you
like?
are so stupid. She said, you can work like 10 hours a day and you can do your side business after work. I'm like, all the people using 100% focus and want to make the money online.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just want to do it with 3 hours. So I just asked her, can you imagine I am paying in the MBA with just 3 hours every day?
Yeah, it
Something
makes
like
no
this,
sense.
But after I just consistent making money back
Yes.
home, buy her some luxury bags, some travel trips. Yeah, and they
you changed her mind. You changed her
Yeah,
mind.
she changed their mind.
So you
Yeah.
know, it's oftentimes, you know, I say it to the community many times. I say you have to change people's minds, especially people that are in levels of authority, with your actions, not just with your words. So they have to be able to
Exactly.
visibly see to the point where they kind of buy into like what you're doing, and it takes time. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna quit and then be sleeping on a couch simultaneously, because it's not gonna work like that for an extended period of time. They'll just kick your ass and move you around. So
Yeah.
in your opinion, you mentioned something really important. You said don't listen to your parents. Yeah, respect them. You don't necessarily need to listen
Unless
to them
they are the industry leader.
unless they're the industry leader. So let me ask you this: where do you find the industry leader? Let's say, because I don't think you can find the industry leader on YouTube. I don't think you can find an industry leader necessarily super easily. What would be your recommendation? So somebody wants to not listen to their parents. They kind of want to venture into entrepreneurship, business, but they need to find an industry leader that they can listen to, that they can tap into. What is your recommendation there?
For general entrepreneurship, I really don't know. But for e-commerce, for performance marketing, I think the Affiliate World Conference is one of the best.
Mm.
You can networking with all the like-minded people. Just like I met Steve Tan there. Yeah.
Yeah, they asked me to go speak at Affiliate World this year.
We speak together before.
Yeah. I met Steve back in 2018.
18?
Like end of 17, beginning of 18, when I was doing e-commerce. I wasn't obviously doing the numbers that you were doing at the time, or even currently, but it was the same thing. I met him through the internet, and my benchmark of gauging whether he was an industry leader or not was two things. The first one was, do they have consistent results? Because sometimes people can get lucky, you know, and have one screenshot,
all the fake numbers,
right? Or have a screenshot. And then the second one is their model replicatable, in the sense of, can another person take what they're doing, replicate it, and find success? So when I look at industry leaders, those are the two metrics. Do they have consistent results, and do they have replicatability? Is that something that you would agree with?
Yeah, totally agree. But actually, when you talk to them, you know their question is outdated or updated, or they ask the right question, right? Because a lot of fake gurus, they just fake around to make some coaching money. But if you are in the industry and you love the game, you can figure out who is hot and who is not.
Who's the real deal and who's not. So it's also about asking the correct questions.
Yeah. I think when you go to conference or some networking event, you can just speak to everyone, because even the small guy, the low revenue guy, they teach you something.
Yeah.
In entrepreneurship, it's all about collecting the dots with the knives, right? They may provide you one of the dots, you just collect them and form your own picture.
You need to be able to have multiple perspectives from different people in order to, what I like to call, unlocking data sets. Data sets are pieces of information that you find.
Something like this.
Yes, data sets. So unlocking data sets by different people. So I sit down, I talk to you, I unlock some data sets that'll push me further. You sit down, you listen to another individual collect data sets. I agree. You know, many people only want to look at the guy that's on top, and they forget that there's also people amongst them that could teach them things to kind of push them to the next level. Let me ask you about the importance of networking. How important has networking been in connecting with people in order for you to achieve the success that you've achieved?
Maybe the most important thing, because with networking, when you got any issue, any updates, you can form a mastermind. You fight with them together to the edge platform, right? You are not working alone anymore with the networking. And for e-commerce, it's all about the resources game. When you get better quality of ads accounts, faster and cheaper logistics,
Better payment processing.
yeah, everything counts.
So the network is massively important. How much,
Yeah.
you're doing $100 million a year in e-commerce now. Would you say that networking and being integrated with a good group of people was one of the reasons for that success?
I think so. Because my mindset is I always try to help others. So when I got issue, a lot of people, they will try to reach me and try to help me. Actually, it's not about networking people. We become close friends. We like a team, although we are from different company, right? The worst thing is the whole industry, no one is doing good. If I see one company is doing good, I feel there's hope. Yeah, I will just analyze why they are any difference between us, why they are doing better. We try to speed test everything, because sometimes maybe it is your friend company. You ask them, they don't even know what is it. You need to speed test everything, and you just need to, and you can tell them, actually, your landing page is better, your price is better. They don't even know. Sometimes they're lucky. Every time when we do the research, we mark down every point to increase the conversion rate, the lifetime value. Every 1% cost. So,
I mean, especially when you're doing 100 million.
Yeah, because in e-commerce, like 15% profit margin, 20% profit margin. When you get 1% more, it's like 5% more profit. It's pretty huge.
Yes. You started drop shipping or e-commerce. You have brands, you have multiple kind of different things that you're running right now. You kind of went from print on demand in 2014, right?
Yeah.
When did you actually get into full-blown Shopify e-commerce?
In 2017.
2017?
Yeah.
From 2017 to today, or 2023, how much revenue have you generated with Shopify?
I think around 800 million. Yeah.
$800 million.
Yeah, around.
How much of it was drop shipping versus brands?
I think drop shipping may consist of 80%.
80%.
Yeah.
So would you say drop shipping is alive and well?
I think branding may be better, but branding, you need a different kind of skill set. You need different team members. And in Hong Kong, it's so difficult to hire. That's why I just set up a new company in Shenzhen to hire the people for the branding.
When you say branding, do you mean like white label, or do you mean a real brand that has its own custom product line? Or are you talking about taking a general product, white labeling it, adjusting it a little bit to have its own product market fit and its own customization, and then launching it?
Both. I think what is a brand is like when people buy your products, they're happy with the products and they're looking for your website to buy again, and it is branding.
Correct.
And that's it.
The branding is what builds the customer loyalty?
If you find a good product, you can white label it. If you cannot find it, you can build it. It doesn't matter.
How do you test a product to determine whether it's a winning product or not?
Actually, we don't have a real data-driven model because we are doing dropship also, right? Usually we think that if the dropship product can sell, we can make it a brand. We just find a better quality, just to find out what the customer needs to make it a better product. I don't know if it is data-driven enough because dropship is selling great numbers. We just make the branding.
What is kind of your criteria for making the product better? So do you take a general product, do you run it through a testing sequence, and then you go straight to white label or straight to brand? Or kind of what's the process there?
Usually we test it internally to my staff. After that, we think that it is good product maybe, and we will send to the KOL to test. We get the feedback.
And what's the sequence there? Can you talk a little bit about that?
When we identify a product which we can sell in dropshipping, usually in dropshipping, the product quality is just average,
Correct.
right? We may look in China for related factory to find a better product. But what we think it is better is not the American woman think it is better, right? So after the internal selection, we will send to the influencer in US.
Okay.
For example, if the target market is US, and get their feedback. If the feedback is good and they even should be a video for the user-generated content, we try it. But actually, we was selling a lot with the with dropshipping with the product. So as long as the product quality is better, you can make money. But also, you should read all the customer service inquiry in when you are doing dropshipping.
Yes.
You try to fit their needs. Yeah, but sometimes you cannot find a totally 100% perfect product.
Correct.
You just try your best. So during the COVID-19 lockdown, it's quite hurt our business. We cannot go to China to source the product.
Correct.
We can just do the white label.
Correct.
Yeah, but now we've opened it.
Talk to me a little bit about right now how you guys have things set up. How much of it is white label versus brands versus general?
I think now it's 100% white label. 100% white label.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. So
because when you are doing dropshipping, it's so easy to get issue because you source the products in AliExpress, and sometimes it got trademark, copyright issue, and you don't even know. So every time we do white label,
you kind of secure yourself.
Yeah, to secure myself.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So how much of a viable option is e-commerce in 2023 moving into 2024? You know, I was asking you earlier on, hey, like, are you venturing into other businesses and other business models? You mentioned a couple things that you're working on, but you said, you know, like, I always end up coming back to e-commerce because it's the best money that you found.
Because my expertise is here.
Correct.
Yeah, I know people making a lot of money in crypto, but it's not my expertise.
Did you buy any crypto?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Did you lose money with crypto?
Yes.
Ah, shit,
yeah,
bro.
a bit,
Shit.
not that much.
But hey, next bull run, right? There's always room for the next bull run.
It's not for me.
Good. You got to stick with your expertise. So you're almost at $1 billion in revenue, which is fucking crazy. When did you quit IBM? Was that 2014?
It's 2011.
2011?
Yeah, and then I work in other
businesses,
other company for as engineer.
Now, in your company now, as you start scaling, you know, you mentioned this idea of it being extremely important to, once you find something that works, scale that method up and scale it out. How important is team building for the success of an e-commerce business long term? Because I see a lot of people, they do the customer service, they do the procurement, they do the talking with the suppliers.
They do everything.
They do fucking everything, bro.
Yeah.
Every little last thing, they do all of it. Now, at the beginning, it's important that you need to do everything so that you understand how the business is working. But in your opinion, how should somebody be scaling their team? You know, let's say somebody's doing $100,000 in revenue or $50,000 in revenue a month, which you could consider, you know, beginner level
Actually,
average.
in the beginning,
What are your thoughts there?
I just focus in sales because it is my interest and my expertise. At that, I got a partner, Isaac, which he can handle all the tedious stuff very well. So I don't look at the customer service, the logistics. I just focus on sales.
So you focus front end and he focuses on back end. So everything that's logistics, making sure that the house doesn't burn down, and then you're focusing on making sure you're bringing the money.
I don't think a single people team can scale easily because when you are not working on your expertise, you are wasting money.
Yes.
Right? You can hire a logistic manager. You can hire a customer service manager. But for the sales, you cannot hire really good sales.
Or even for advertising, how hard has it been for you to find high quality, top tier media buyers? Not now, because obviously you're growing.
I cannot I never cannot find top tier media buyers outside because in Hong Kong there is no such industry and no media buyers. I just hire my friends, my schoolmates, my IBM college to the company.
People that you trusted.
People which I can trust.
Yeah.
Because at that time you can make money so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to make sure you can trust them.
What's your role right now inside the company? Do you still get your hands dirty every now and then, or
No.
what do you do right now?
Mostly I'm doing the networking, find the new resources, find the new trends. But if there is really big problem, I will still make my hand dirty. It's like the iOS updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was that for you? How are the iOS updates
it was,
for you?
It was a nightmare. I still remember my company never losing money, but after the iOS update, I was losing 3 6 months.
You were losing money 3 months?
For 3 months, yeah. Every month losing
much?
1 million.
$1 million bucks? $1 million bucks a
1
month?
million every month. Like 3 million.
You're going desperate, right? How was
No. I still think that my team is so knowledgeable, so they can fix it.
Yeah.
But it's not. So after that 3 months, I just make myself dirty and work everything because they're like a bit less of confidence at that time. So I just try to make better creatives, and we're a product called Convert.com. I'm not affiliated with this product. It's like a lot of speed testing products. I go to speed test every verse, every session of the product page to boost the ROI. But actually, I should do it earlier before the iOS update so I can make a lot of money.
Before the 3 months, yeah.
Yeah, but after I worked for 2 months and found out all the magic words, magic sentence, how the taxonomy should be written, I make my own winning formula to the team. And they just copy the models and add their new creativities in it.
Yeah, tracking now, because back in the day, 2017, 2018, tracking was such a big part of success. You could literally run a picture ad and it would convert because the tracking was just a lot more optimized. What are your suggestions right now with privacy updates and less tracking being available and less interest being available? If you want to do e-commerce successfully, how important is the advertising versus the creative versus the copy? How would you rate these things in a list of priorities? Which one is the most important to you?
I think it is the copywriting. The copywriting and your price. Because for creativities, it's still important, but the funny thing is, when you have a very good video, very good ads copy, they may charge a higher CPM. So ultimately, the worst video may win your best video due to the CPM problem. But for the copywriting, you can calculate your performance by the conversion rate, right?
Correct.
Your EPC, right? So we actually fixed the iOS by improving our copywriting, our storytelling.
Oftentimes, people think that the success is in running ads. Now you're telling me that the success is in the angle that you utilize with regards to the ads.
I don't think there's in this industry, there's a lot of method to launch the ads. Like duplicating the ads, keep scaling vertically. I think it is not that important as long as you got a good video, good ads copy, and good landing pages, good products, the price, and you can make the money.
Talk to me about landing pages. What are some secrets to high converting landing pages in your opinion?
Look at the spy tools. A lot of people just keep showing the successful story, right? But they don't have enough scientific proof. Yeah, I know after I apply to my skin, it looks better, but why? You need to make sure they trust your products can do it scientifically. I think the scientific part.
Having real data to back up the claims.
The real data, the claims, why the ingredients works, why other products not working.
So for example, you have something that has like CBD or something that has like seaweed or something like that. Why these specific ingredients work or why these specific
and even,
ingredients
but you need
are
to
good.
make it not that scientific, so normal readers can read it. They can understand it.
So it needs to be dumbed down for the average reader, but still have data that backs up the claims.
They like to look at the graph. They like to look at the research document. You may link up the research document anyway if they can read it.
Yeah. What are some things that you think people in e-commerce are doing wrong that you see in general? That you're like, if you guys changed this in general, you would do a lot better.
I think usually people, I think it is wrong. They just try to copy the ads, copy the lenders. I think which is wrong, but still like 90% people are still doing it.
Why do you think that people are copying as opposed to kind of creating their own strategies? Is it because maybe they're being lazy? Is it maybe because they really don't really understand e-commerce? Because like you said, the reason you got out of the iOS update, because during iOS, I kind of got out of e-commerce because it was getting complicated. A lot of people were complaining. A lot of people were saying e-commerce is dead. Like it's never going to come back again. Facebook ads are going to die. I don't know if you remember.
I feel the same.
Yeah, correct. Right. So it was kind of like that period where it was kind of like crazy, but clearly you survived it. You developed your own strategies. Why do you think it is that people kind of just copy stuff in dropshipping or in e-commerce as opposed to creating their own solutions?
I think because now copying is not that working already. It's not 2017. 2017, if you got good quality of account, copying is still working. But nowadays, when you copy the best video, the best products, you may just learn a few $100. It's not good, right? I think when you in spy tools, you find a good product, you should do your own research why it is better, why it is best-selling products. You do your own research why it is different.
When you say do your own research, what do you mean? What does research look like to you?
I think you need to look at the products. How much is the product cost? You look into every sentence. Is the landing pages is different from others? Which part you think is more interesting and make you have the make you want to buy the products? You need to read line by line. Which image is good, so the reader understanding the scientific thing. Because when we are writing the scientific part, one image better than a lot of words because they are not that technical. You need to break down them and find your insight. And when you make a new product, you just speed testing if your thinking is wrong or not.
Talk to me about speed testing. What does speed testing look like for you? For example, I had somebody that I gave him a challenge to do, I think it was $50,000 in 30 days. After 30 days, they had done like $12,000. And I came back to him and I was like, okay, what happened? How many products did you test? Well, I tested 2 products. That's what they told me. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what do you mean you tested 2 products? Talk to me about what you mean when you say speed testing. What does speed testing look like for you guys?
Did you play with speed testing tools like Convert.com or Convertize?
Convertize.com and Convert?
Convert.com, yeah. Did you play around with it?
I've never played around with those.
It's like a script to put into your website. They can change every word, every images, and give you the data about the conversion rate or the screen time or the mouse cursor, the scroll percentage.
The heat map of where people are scrolling.
Everything.
So that's plugged into your site, right? And you basically track the movement of customers or people that are landing on your page to see. So you're out here split testing everything, right? You're split testing the header, the copy, the images, the call to action, split testing every single thing where people actually stop and spend most of their time on the site. That's interesting.
It can track the conversion as well, the conversion rates, the EPC, everything. But when you talk about speed testing, it's not about the tools. It's about your ideas. You need to have good idea to do the speed testing.
Talk to me about that.
Usually we just ask the team to form a meeting and we write down ideas and do the speed testing, because if you test with some bad ideas, you just waste of the money, right?
So let's say you've had a winning product in the past. When you say we sit down with our team and we create original ideas, what do you mean by we create original ideas? Like, explain to me what you mean by that.
Yeah, we make the product page already, and we just look at the product page and try to find which part is not good enough based on the statistic, because the speed testing show you the heat map, right? After which part people quit, so we need to cut that part or write a more interesting part. Usually we got issue in the scientific one, so we usually write the scientific part to a more user-friendly, people can read. But it's really hard to say how to find a good idea, because we just sit down, maybe in the lunch, in the dinner, we just keep brainstorming the ideas, and we write down the ideas and do the testing. There's no data-driven method to find your ideas, because even a button, you can test a lot of different color, right?
Correct.
It's hard. But in this industry, we read a lot. We see a lot of different competitors. We cannot write what is good, what is bad, but we can make a better guess than others, better estimation than others. I think it's just about the experience. But I hope I can have a software to find it directly.
Yeah.
Maybe with ChatGPT later.
That's what I was actually about to ask you is, have you guys started playing with AI tools inside your company?
We use the AI to write subject line and some copywriting as well.
Have you started firing copywriters in your company because this stuff started integrating?
No. I didn't. But
are you thinking about it?
No, because using
because you need a human factor attached to it, right?
Yeah, you need to ask the right questions, and ChatGPT always reply you with another answer. It's not related to questions, right? Someone have to manage the ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So actually, you cannot. Maybe this year you still cannot fire copywriters, but ChatGPT can make your writer write better.
Yes.
Yeah, you just
so
it's
basically utilizing your team to equip them to utilize AI, as opposed to saying that AI is going to replace them. It's actually empowering them to do their job better.
Yeah. But maybe ChatGPT 5 can replace them. I don't know.
Yeah, true.
But currently, you still need human eyes.
Yes, I agree with this. Now, I want you to tell me a story of a product that you're no longer running, right? That was a successful product maybe in 2017, 2018. That may be a cool story or something that happened to you in e-commerce, where you found a product, you scaled that shit to the moon. Tell me about one of these stories.
I think it is the magnetic eyelash. Do you know the magnetic
the magnetic eyelashes?
Yeah.
The magnetic eyelashes. That's crazy because they still sell.
Actually, I found this product in the spy tools. But when I click into the product page, they're no longer selling. And then I found that actually there's no one making such an eyelash product in China. So we go to China and walk to a lot of eyelash factory and request them to do. So after like a month, we found some really quality products, but they just DIY for us.
How much did you do with that?
I think we are doing 300K a day.
300K a day?
For a pretty long period of time.
Fuck. What was your...
But it is all about the products.
Correct. I mean, yeah, you took a product, the magnetic eyelashes, which makes sense because people still utilize magnetic eyelashes. And what were your margins on that? Because that's a pretty cheap product, right?
I think more than 25%.
More than 25%?
Yeah, more than that.
So what's that? Is that like 80K net profit a day?
Maybe.
80?
So,
you don't even know. It's so long ago,
so
bro.
long ago, man. How can I know? It's just a number.
Yeah, it's just a number for you, bro. Crazy. So tell me a little bit. 80K a day. Tell me a horror story. Horror. Like a terrible story. Tell me one where just shit went just absolutely wrong with a product, or that you were losing money, or terrible story.
It's not about the products, because when the product is losing money, you stop the ads.
So was there any like terrible story for you inside ECOM?
COVID-19. The start of
Because everything
COVID-19,
locked down, right? Or you talk like
Because
March, right?
my logistic company in Wuhan,
Yeah.
is with COVID-19 breakout, right?
Yeah.
I cannot send the products out, but we stored the product in the warehouse. And we try to find the other place to find the products, but China lockdown is one area, one city, and then another city. We cannot ship out the products. And then PayPal find me.
You were stuck
Why
with
you are not sending
you
all
were
the
stuck with
products?
inventory, right? And you
Yeah.
couldn't ship it, so PayPal hit you up and they're like, "Where's the tracking number?" Right?
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I'll be refund like 800K.
800K
800K US dollars.
in fines.
Hmm?
And what was 800K in what?
US dollars. Refund to the customer.
Refunded 800,000
Yeah,
bucks.
it's per PayPal request. Yeah, it's like 1 month already. You still cannot ship the products. I mean, everyone cannot ship the products, but it's their request.
How important is
But PayPal is still very good.
Yeah,
At least
PayPal-
my PayPal is very stable.
your PayPal is stable?
service-
How important
Awesome.
is understanding relationships with payment processors inside e-commerce? Because you often hear, people get banned with Stripe, then they try and build something out with authorize.net, or they'll go to some other third-party one. Everybody says PayPal is shit, they got shut down. But clearly you're doing great numbers, so PayPal is working for you. What is kind of like the relationship between a good e-commerce business and having
I think you
really
need to
good payment processing?
You need to understand which payment processing is good for that country. For PayPal, they are very good in US, Canada, and maybe UK. The conversion rate is really, really high. PayPal. It may be double than credit card. But for other credit card companies like Stripe, like Authorize.net or WillPay, they support a lot of local wallets.
Correct.
And those local wallets may be good in when you are selling European countries. Like Stripe, they got Klarna and all the other wallets. Because when you are selling, for example, when you are selling to Germany, you don't need to have PayPal.
Correct.
You just need to have Klarna. You need to understand, if you are using PayPal to sell Asia, it's useless,
So you need
right?
to kind of understand where you're targeting to, because Klarna makes sense that you're utilizing it for Europe and things like that. Sometimes PayPal, because there's also countries, for example, if you're selling certain countries in Europe, people don't use credit cards, or some people.
And
so
some countries they use cash on delivery.
Correct.
You need to understand, because the payment processor company is still here. They must have their edge. That's why they still survive.
Correct.
Yeah, they need to understand. I think PayPal is still a must. Maybe still the most important payment gateway if you are selling USA.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's non-negotiable. You have to have PayPal integrated.
Yeah, unless you are just doing European countries. But the population in USA, you cannot ignore, right? If you need to make a lot of millions, you must sell in USA and you must need PayPal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense.
Good customer service, low dispute rate to keep your PayPal healthy.
How would you recommend people that are doing like general drop shipping that are not necessarily white labeling? How do they kind of make sure that their PayPal is safe? Because PayPal does have issues with long shipping times, and they have issues with certain types of products. They don't like collecting payment without the product, shipping, things like that. How do you try to build a relationship with a rep or things like that? What do you think?
I think in the product page, you need to manage the customer expectation. You need to make sure you need 10 days to ship, 2 weeks to ship. You need to make them understand. Otherwise, because people in USA, they get used to buy in Amazon.
Amazon Prime,
that is
2
1
days.
day or 2 days, right? You need to manage their expectation. Otherwise, they just keep opening the dispute cases. Another thing is you need a lot of customer service team try to reply all the dispute in 24 hours. You need to make your customer happy even they're angry. It can be fun. I think a lot of people got their PayPal shut down because they don't do the refund. We try to reship the products. If the product is lost on the way, we try to refund to the customer to make them happy. Although we cut the profit margin, but At least I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
That's better.
It's not worth losing your place in the game.
Yes.
Over a couple dollars.
Not couple dollars because I lost some order. 1% of refund is a lot.
I mean,
of
yeah,
money,
100%,
right?
yeah, brother, of course.
But 1%,
but obviously, I'm talking to the general public here. I'm not talking about your case, bro. It's crazy. Okay, in 2017, Angus, how much did you do in ecom? Do you remember? How did you scale? Because in 2000, what did you say? 2014, you did like $1 million with print on demand.
2017 for the e-commerce, I really don't know. I forget.
How do you scale an operation to $100 million a year, bro?
My role is like I told you before, I hire a lot of my friends or some relatives. I just build team around them. I give them a budget to build team, hire what they need because everyone has different edge. Some people are good at that, some are good at design, right? They build a lot of team. Each team is quite independent. There's like a lot of small company because when I can do the media buying, everything good and make money, I think I can clone a lot of team like me here. We have like 13 or 15 team in Hong Kong. They have a little bit different skill set, a little bit, but they talk to each other frequently and improve. I think to scale to like $100 million, you just replicate your own successful models to like 10 times or 100 times. Because a lot of people, they don't want to teach their so-called secrets to their friends or to their employees. I think it stopped their growth. I don't know, because in European, I think in US, in Europe, usually the e-commerce company is very small.
Very small.
Yeah, usually 1 to 5 media buyers. But if you don't trust them, you can just hire your friends first. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Now, you spend a lot of time in Shenzhen, right?
Yeah, like 3 months ago, I go to China every day.
What type of players are out there? What type of e-commerce players are out there? What type of numbers have you seen some of these guys doing?
There's a lot of great company. I see a China e-commerce company, they're doing 3 million daily spending, US dollar.
3 million ad spend a day on Facebook?
On Facebook. And I see a lot of Amazon company, they got a few thousand people and they're very, very low profile.
Very low profile.
Very low profile.
What is the best month that you guys have had inside of your e-commerce business?
30 something? 20 something?
20 something? So almost like $1 million a day?
Yeah, almost 1 million a day.
Incredible. And that was like white label as well?
With white label?
Yeah, was that with white label or was that
At that
general?
time it's not.
Was that general?
It's general.
General
it's
dropshipping?
2018. I think it's 2018. Yeah, general
2018 was a pretty good year for e-com.
But when I tell you the 3 million daily spend company, they're doing crazy. They're doing 5 million US dollar.
Crazy.
Yeah, completely white hat.
Completely white hat.
Completely white hat. Get the rebate from Facebook agency.
Yeah.
Because China got a rebate, right? I think you may know. When they do that volume, their payment processing fee is low. Their logistic fee is low.
Yeah, when you're running those numbers, you're saving a lot of money on those extra fees.
Yeah. And they do a lot of joint venture as well. The joint venture is quite interesting, and I try to replicate it actually. Then I provide you the money, the funding, the resources.
Correct.
The knowledge. You run the business. I get you 50% of shares. They are doing like this. So they found some really close friends and cooperate together. But when you collect the money, you must use my payment gateway. Yeah, and they share them the agency ads account, and they can look at the ads account to make sure you are not doing anything tricky.
They're basically funding the operation and making sure that to avoid risk, the payment processing is running through them to ensure that they maintain funds, and then they're also running the ad accounts so that they can check the integrity and the quality of the operation.
They are in a better picture than me because when you ask me how can I do the scale, I said replicate my teams, right? They're replicating their company.
It's fucking crazy, bro.
Yeah, they're crazy. And I tried to do this in Shenzhen.
Yeah.
So I come to Shenzhen every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just set up a new company in Shenzhen. So
now
replicating.
that's the next step for you, is from going from replicating teams to replicating companies.
Yeah.
So what does that look like for you? What are you thinking?
It will be very, very profitable because there's a lot of limitation in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, there's no e-commerce. I cannot hire.
Not a lot of e-commerce people, huh?
It's low.
Yeah, yeah.
It's low.
Yeah, super low.
No. If we are very lucky, I can hire like 2 staff a month. But in Shenzhen, I can hire 200 a month.
Fucking crazy, bro.
Because in China, they keep promoting the e-commerce.
Yeah.
People think that e-commerce is really good industry.
Yeah.
All the young guys want to get in. But in Hong Kong,
in America, bro, everybody's like, fuck e-commerce, fuck e-commerce, fuck e-commerce.
Just like in Hong Kong.
Yeah, it's like
well,
it makes no
sense. I want to be a
sense.
teacher. I want to be a doctor. Something like this.
But in Shenzhen, people are like, e-com. So all the young people are like, oh, hey, let me get into the e-com industry. Wow.
So you can hire the best candidate. In Hong Kong, all the best candidates go to the financial industry. And even I can hire the the lower level one, but they still don't want to onboard. So I'm capped. The Hong Kong company is somehow capped. So I just expand in Shenzhen and do the joint venture with others as well.
Real scaling now. You're getting
into...
the
scaling will be way faster.
Yeah. Now, for people that don't speak Mandarin and they don't have a lot of connections in China, what would your recommendation be for them?
I think they can still replicate the company in their area, I guess. But need to be someone you can trust.
Yeah.
Maybe in Eastern Europe, I think their salary is cheap. Because I heard some of our China friends, they got a media buying team in Poland.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if it's a good idea. I didn't try yet.
Yeah.
But replicating a company, there's no lose at all.
Yeah.
If it is someone you can trust. Because
so what are you replicating?
You're replicating successful models.
Yeah, you're replicating successful models and systems. So let me ask you about that.
As long as your main business is making money,
yeah.
They can make money, just a matter of time.
What type of systems would you say are extremely important to set up to run a successful e-commerce business? What are some systems that you're like, you need to have this, yes or yes, not go and manually do it. You need to have a process. So for example, I'll give you an example, customer service, right? You have a process of inquiries as to how you would answer an email that comes in for a refund, or if an email comes in inquiring as to when the product is going to be delivered, or if they can order a second unit of the product. These are different systems that you set up. In your opinion, what are some successful systems or some necessary systems that e-commerce entrepreneurs need to set up in order to guarantee their ability to succeed?
Sorry, I cannot answer your question.
That's
because
totally
it is not my expertise. You can ask my partner Isaac.
I love that.
He built the systems.
Good, bro.
Yeah,
So when
just
Isaac comes around,
you can ask him.
But that's good. That's the answer that I like to hear, because that tells me that you are playing your strengths while relying on your business partner to play his strengths.
Building the systems.
Which is a system in and of itself, if you actually think about it. The system is you trust him and he trusts you to do this. Was this the same partner that you've had since the beginning? Or did you start doing things by yourself?
He's my first partner. But in the beginning, we do the affiliate marketing together.
Okay.
We are in the same mastermind group, and then we set up the company together.
For somebody that's just getting started, right? That, let's say they're not making a ton of money, but they want to get into making money online. What would you say is the best vehicle? Is it e-commerce? Is it affiliate marketing? Learn advertising, learn how to sell, learn copy? What is your opinion, Angus?
I think really based on their strength. If you know everything, a little bit of everything, I think you should start e-commerce. Because for e-commerce, you need logistics, you need customer service, payment gateway, ads accounts, a lot of different things. But e-commerce is easier, actually, overall, if you got the side knowledge. But all the side knowledge, actually, you can hire. But if your money is limited, you may go to the affiliate marketing, because in affiliate marketing, you just need a web server with the cost is so low, man.
So low, and you just have to learn how to run traffic or just acquire link clicks.
It
into
is
this nature.
hard, way harder to make profit in affiliate marketing. Because even you are running the best offer, sometimes it is your creative problem. They are not working with the price. Because for when you are running affiliate products, you cannot change the price.
Correct.
You cannot change the lender.
You can't price.
You cannot
test,
do your optimization.
Yeah.
You can just make a pre-sale pages, but I think that's not enough. Sometimes, because sometimes when you lower the price or increase the price, you make profit already.
You don't really have ownership as to the variants or the variables that could, the tweaks, right? That allow you to split test something for success.
And when you are doing e-commerce, you can still doing email marketing, or you have some people buy another times. You know, about the lifetime value, you can see the lifetime value.
Correct.
But for affiliate marketing, it's one-off, and after that, you got nothing except money. But in e-commerce, you got the data.
You have the customer information. You get access to retarget them. You get access to sell them more products.
Yes, it's more consistent.
Yeah.
But if you're a one-man team, maybe you should go to the affiliate marketing.
To learn a couple new skills and to kind of build those essential skills to then branch off. I always tell people, I genuinely believe that e-commerce, in my opinion, is still one of the best ways to make money. The problem is, like you said, people are just copying what everybody else is doing. Nobody's really sitting down and thinking or creating ideas to really be successful. Where do you see the future of e-commerce? Short term, the next 3 years?
I think it's about the lifetime value. Because actually there's not much products, not much company can increase the lifetime value a lot. So when you need to increase the lifetime value, you need to have like the best products. I don't think white label is enough. You need to visit a lot of factories to get their new products, test their products to make sure it is good. And after the customer buy your products, they are in your email list or they frequently visit your website, you also need to have a new product to keep them engaged, right? I think it is back to the basic, the products. Because in 2017, 2018, internet marketing is still pretty new, maybe. But now everyone knows how to do it.
Yes.
The optimization is just done by the S platform.
There's so many tools now for anybody to get in.
There's no more tricks, no more easy tricks, no short path. What is a good branding? When people buy your product one time, they want to buy a few more times. So the quality of products.
Really focus on the quality of products.
Yeah, no more cheap dropshipping products.
Yeah.
No more. Even if it is dropshipping, but you need to make sure they got the quality. Otherwise, your PayPal will shut down.
Correct. Yeah, that's what a lot of people end up doing, and then they ask themselves, oh, why the fuck did Stripe shut me down, or Shopify payments? And then you review the product and it doesn't even work.
Sometimes it may not be the quality of product.
Yeah.
Maybe they are new. They found the one supplier, because it's quite tricky. Some supplier get your money and give you fake tracking code. They are not actually selling the products. But I don't know how to avoid it. Anyway, you need to
have a good relationship
you
with
need to have good
the manufacturers. Yeah,
you cannot just find the cheapest option in the beginning.
Because you could have scammers on the other side as well.
A lot.
Especially now with like AliExpress or Alibaba.
Sometimes they just send out like 95% of your products out. Sometimes.
And then the other 5%, they'll just
pocket your PayPal closer.
They'll just pocket the money.
Yeah.
That's really intelligent. So what are some factors to kind of make sure that risk is removed, in your opinion? How do you remove those risks? Do you?
I think you can draw the data from the tracking software. In USA, usually it is more than 99%.
Yeah.
The delivery rate.
Yeah.
Anything lower than that, they are doing something tricky.
So when you're scaling, it's important for you to be paying attention to all these other issues. In e-commerce, I divide them into two categories. I say income producing tasks like media buying, or like you said, everything that focuses with sales, and then risk mitigation, payment processing, fulfillment. And with my partner, when we were doing e-commerce like you right now, but obviously at a smaller scale, I was focused on the risk mitigation tasks. So making sure that fulfillment, shipping, product quality, everything was in check, and he was focusing on the income producing skills like media buying or making sure that our ads were optimized,
Actually,
things
both are
like that.
important.
Extremely important.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people focus on the front end that they forget the back end, and that's what gets them fucked.
Exactly. And all the payment processing get you banned.
And if you get banned
And you
with
cannot
payment
apply with your name anymore.
Yeah, you're done. And you're done.
You're done.
Moving forward, like you said, the key is going to be to live in a space where you have to be intentional about really finding quality products, not only because, like you said, anybody can do it, but also the consumer, right? The customer, they're a lot more informed. Back in the day in 2017, nobody would notice a sponsored ad, right? Like they would see, oh, like they just thought that it was something on their feed. They would just click on it. Today, people, they're a lot more careful. They're a lot more.
And they see a lot of ads already. Back in the time, we just sell the old China product, but in US, they never see that product.
Correct.
Yeah, but this product is like 20 years ago and still make a lot of sales.
Yeah.
But now the information is almost insane.
With China?
So, yeah. So you got to have quality products.
How do you guys test new products? So what are some factors on the analytical side of what determines a winning product? So what is a winning product to you? Do you calculate it by CPM? Like because some products have higher CPMs based off of the niches that you're in, so you may not touch those specific niches. Is it your cost per acquisition? What are your metrics to determine whether you want to scale a product or kill a product?
The most important thing, of course, the ROI. If the ROI is good, we of course scale. If it is bad, of course we close the products, close the campaigns. But if the ROI is like negative, we try to break down what's happening. Is this the CPM too high? Is this the click-through rate too low? If the click-through rate too low, usually we just replace the S copy, because we found that the S copy is more related to the click-through rate. If the CPM is too high, we may change the thumbnail, change the video. If the conversion rate is too low, we just update the renders. If the add to cart rate is too low, we just lower the price.
Yeah,
there's a lot of factor you need to.
Have you ever found increasing the price to help with conversions because people see a higher perceived value, or is it usually always lowering the price?
Seldom. Sometimes, but not for every product, because some product cannot be too cheap actually. Because
then it looks fake.
Yeah, and you can imagine like this: your product page, which got your copywriting, your images, everything, right? Your storytelling. Those combinations worth a certain price.
Yes.
And that price need to be your product price.
Yes.
If your product, if you write everything shit and you sell it in $79, you cannot sell.
You cannot sell.
Yeah. Actually, it is based on your copywriting
it needs to be in sync. It needs to be in sync. That's very true, and it needs to be in sync with your copy, with your header, with your creatives, with your lander,
and your self-awareness. You are not waiting very good. Why not you just selling $29, right?
Yeah. Let me ask you 2 more questions before we wrap up. What is the most important thing that you've learned in the last 6.5, 7 years of doing e-commerce full-time?
I think it's about the mindset. A lot of up and downs every year, maybe every month. And the S platform is keep changing. If your mindset is good, you can settle the problem, you solve the problem. If your mindset is bad, sometimes a lot of companies, they just give up. So I heard from someone, he said, don't get too high with the highs and don't get too low with the lows. Even if we are in the lows, I will try to think there may be opportunities. Like the hours update, it's like a nightmare, but I still motivate my team and said, we need to be the first company, maybe the first batch of company to solve the problem. So we make the most money, right? It's opportunities. It depends on how you treat the problem. So when you look back, there's no roadblocks at all. And you are your own enemy, actually. You need to get your team, with your mindset. You need to networking with them, talk to them, do it as example to make sure your the team leader of your company have the same mindset as you in saying. So when we hire the new staff, they can teach the new staff. Make sure everyone got a good mindset. Because give up is too easy in this industry, right?
Yes, very easy.
After the iOS update, I'm like maybe more than 70% of China e-commerce company closed down. More than 70%, I guess. Some of them are like more than 1,000 people.
Phew.
Yeah, they just give up faster.
Let me ask you one more question. If you were starting all over again, what would you have done differently?
I think I still will work in IBM actually, because at that time, my family got some financial issue. They're in debt, only quite consistent income. But I should not feel that's enough. I should work my side hustle after work. If I start over again, I will just work in IBM, but every day, work as hard as possible to quit IBM. And I heard at that time, Google Ads with affiliate marketing is super easy.
Yeah.
The guy who is running Google Ads at that time, they got their private jet. So I may do the Google. The guy got a time machine. They just do the direct link with affiliate marketing, with affiliate link, direct link with Google Ads.
Let me ask you a couple more questions just before we wrap up, because you were talking about Google Ads. Are you guys running any other sources of traffic besides Facebook ads, or is Facebook kind of like your main?
A lot of different ads. We run Google, YouTube, we run TikTok.
Tell me which ones are your favorite and why?
I think Google is my favorite.
Why?
Google is harder. The tuning is longer, but they can run longer.
So is
consistent?
Is it Google Shopping? Is it?
It was Google Shopping, but
what is it now?
Google Shopping, you need to get the GMC is not that stable currently.
Yeah.
But YouTube is still stable, and we're now trying to figure out how to run e-commerce ads with native ads. We are working with the Pooler currently, but still in the process.
Yes. Angus, thank you so much for your time, brother. I appreciate it. I look forward to conversing with Isaac on the next Money Talks.
Yeah, you can ask him about the systems.
I'm going to ask him all about the systems.
Yeah, the systems.
What is a piece of advice that you would leave for the upcoming entrepreneur or the entrepreneurs that are trying to get to the next level? I know you talked about mindset is the thing that you've learned the most, but what is one piece of advice that you would leave in this Money Talks for the upcoming entrepreneurs? I like to call them data sets. What is a data set that you would like to leave to the people listening?
Take actions. Take action. Because a lot of people, they just keep reading a lot of podcasts, keep watching Gary Vee, but they take zero actions. You take action first and review your actions. Next time, you take better actions. You can fail, but next time you start with experience. Because I'm not the smartest guy in my secondary school, but I'm doing better than them because I take action. They just keep doing research, keep bringing up ideas, no actions. And that's the difference.
You have to act on the ideas and the data sets and the information that you have in order to win.
Yeah, but even I fail, I just start over, right? Just try until success. But if you don't try, you just doing the job which you don't like every day and which is not good.
A miserable life. I'm glad you're out of IBM. I'm glad you're succeeding with e-commerce. I look forward to doing another data sets with you or another Money Talks with you when you're doing $200 million a year. Hopefully,
with all the joint venture. Hopefully next year. Next year.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of Money Talks, an exclusive conversation with some of the most brilliant minds in business, entrepreneurship, and finance. As you guys know, inside Capital Club, I give you the ability and the access to meet some of the most phenomenal and outstanding individuals in different niches. And I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. I'll see you guys on the next one.